But first, we begin tonight with developing news out of Lancaster. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brittany Schaefer. Police tell us they responded to a 3-car accident where one person has died. No word on that person's name or any injuries. This happened on Route 70 near Kimball's Ice Cream. You see the aftermath of the crash, a horrific scene. Route 70 was closed for hours between the Old Union Turnpike Rotary and Route 117. Worcester police are asking for the public's help tonight after a convenience store was robbed by a man armed with a syringe. They say the incident happened at a 24-hour store. People who shop there say they are concerned. Our Roslyn Flaherty has the details.
I think it's wild.
Worcester police are looking for a suspect who robbed this Honey Farms on Belmont Street, armed with a syringe.
You never know what's in the syringe, so it's actually pretty scary if you think about it.
The drug problem is out of control.
People who often shop at the 24-hour convenience store say the suspect's weapon of choice is concerning.
I usually come in the middle of the night and there's always some shady stuff kind of going on, or so to speak. So not surprising, but it's kind of scary.
Police were called to the store around 4 a.m. Thursday. The clerk told police the suspect demanded a pack of cigarettes and money from the cash drawer.
For a pack of cigarettes and money, that's crazy.
I just think you can't trust anybody nowadays.
Police say the suspect took an undisclosed amount of money and ran down Belmont Street. They say the suspect may have gotten into a dark-colored sedan and drove off.
There's a million stores on this street, too. He could hit them all.
Thankfully, no one was injured during the incident. Police are investigating and say anyone with information should call them. Roslyn Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
2 men are arrested Wednesday after an alleged drug deal in Worcester. Police say they were conducting undercover surveillance in the area of May Street after numerous complaints regarding heroin dealing. On 2 separate occasions within just a few hours, officers say they witnessed 2 drug deals. Both suspects were approached and arrested. The 2 were set to be arraigned in Worcester District Court Thursday. And right now, it's unclear if charges will be filed against a driver for a crash involving a bicyclist in Westboro. Mary Beth Maloney suffered multiple injuries when she was hit by the car on West Main Street. The driver actually kept going for nearly a mile with Maloney on the hood of the car. She underwent surgery earlier today and is recovering in the hospital. The driver's husband claims she lost control of the car. The Diocese of Worcester announced a new superintendent for Worcester Catholic Schools Thursday. Dr. David Purda will take over as superintendent next month. Purda has been a chief research and accountability officer for Worcester Public Schools for many years. Purda beat out more than 50 applicants. The diocese says it was his creativity and drive that made him the perfect fit.
David really caught, I think, everyone's imagination, his excitement, his interest in trying to be able to find new and innovative ways to be able to get to people's attention the value of Catholic education in our communities.
Purda will be succeeding the current Worcester Catholic School Superintendent Delma Josephson, who is retiring. Purda will officially start on August 7th. A worrisome new study out of Assumption College finds a strong link between cell phone addiction and mental and health emotional problems in college-age adults. 2 Assumption professors studied 150 students at the college. Our Catherine Andrioli spoke with them today and has more.
Campuses may need to start screening for cell phone overdependence. Findings in a recent study by 2 professors at Assumption College reveal a possible connection between phone addiction and mental health issues.
We were able to find an assessment called the Smartphone Addiction Scale and a few other mental health measures. And essentially we had about approximately 150 undergraduate college students sit down and fill out these questionnaires.
150 Assumption students participated in the study during the spring of 2016. Assistant Professor of Psychology Adam Valungas says the findings point to the issue of cell phone use in adolescence.
We did find a relationship between higher use of smartphone use was correlated with other domains of mental health, such as depression, anxiety.
Participants who scored higher for cell phone addiction had a higher probability of reporting conditions such as anxiety, depression, and loneliness.
Focus was on how internet relates to our functioning, and one of the findings, the initial findings, was that heavy internet use was related to high levels of loneliness.
In an age where almost every every teenager has a phone, researchers say many people are using smartphone apps as an outlet. It's a study that has given experts more direction for future research on the impacts of smartphones and mental health.
It gives us a little bit more direction for future research to look maybe more at specific disorders, to be able to monitor not just whether they're using their phone, but perhaps what particular applications that they're using.
The Carlton Park pool could reopen as early as Friday after glass was found in the water. The pool has been drained, cleaned, and refilled. Worcester's DPW says a young boy cut his foot on the glass Sunday. Since then, the new water is being stabilized with chemicals. It's unclear how the glass ended up in the pool. The city says, as a reminder, glass containers are not permitted in the pool area. An annual tradition makes its way back to Worcester. The Canal District Wagon Ride set off for its first night of tours around the area. Our Chandler Walsh hopped on board and has the story.
New bars, businesses, and restaurants line the streets of Worcester's Canal District. Now the fastest developing area in the city, the district experienced another revitalization during the Industrial Revolution. South High Community School students celebrate that history and begin their annual Canal District horse and wagon tours.
A lot of people don't know about Worcester, and to share that knowledge with people who've been here for years like I have, because I'm born and raised here, is such a great experience.
The Blackstone Canal was a waterway connecting Worcester to Providence to transport goods. The tours explain the history of the canal and how it made Worcester a city.
It's just cool to see the history come to life in 2017.
Students like Isaac portray historical Worcester figures along the tour.
The most exciting part, in my opinion, is you get to see the different characters, the important characters that had to do with the Blackstone Canal and that helped build it.
It gives you information about Worcester. Worcester's an awesome place, and I think people should know more about it.
The free tours are Thursday nights in July and August. People can hop on wagons like this, drawn by Belgian draft horses, and learn about the history underneath the streets of Worcester.
I think it's great to see our young people taking on leadership roles and really telling the story of Worcester, our own history.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
The MSPCA has taken in 10 draft horses from a central Massachusetts farm after they were surrendered by their owner. The 9 male horses and 1 female were turned over after their owner was unable to take care for them. Some of the horses are underweight and others have teeth and hoof issues. Draft horses stand about a foot taller than other horses and are typically used for farm work. We'll find it out in a few weeks if the horses will be put up for adoption. Gridlock on 2 major issues at the Massachusetts State House. House Speaker Robert DeLeo calling on House members to pause on the legalized marijuana bill negotiation and focus on the state's budget. After all, the new fiscal year began last Saturday and there's still no new state budget. But Senate leaders say that's a mistake, saying lawmakers can complete work on both matters. Our Allison King reports.
The Senate stands ready to be back at the table anytime. We never stopped negotiating, and we were quite surprised at yesterday's action. It came out of nowhere.
Senate President Stan Rosenberg is reacting to Speaker Robert DeLeo's decision Wednesday to tell House lawmakers working on the marijuana bill to stop negotiations until the budget conference is able to reach agreement on a budget now 6 days past due.
In the Senate, we can walk and chew gum at the same time, and we would invite the House to join us.
DeLeo says he took action to remove any distractions following a State House news report that negotiations over the budget and marijuana regulation had become intertwined. I asked the Senate president if he had spoken to the speaker.
I'd be happy to hear from him. This came out of the blue. We had no heads up.
I do know they're continuing to talk as they keep asking us questions about one detail or another, which is a promising sign. But as I said, we really they need to get something to our desk so that we can review it and respond accordingly and get going.
House Speaker Robert DeLeo was not available for comment, but he did say that in light of Standard & Poor's recent decision to downgrade the state bond rating, he says we need a budget now more than ever. For Worcester News Tonight, I'm Allison King.
The 100 Events on the Worcester Common continues Thursday night with an outdoor viewing of Space Jam. Hundreds came to enjoy the free event. The movie is being shown by projection on a large screen behind City Hall. Food vendors were available for hot dogs, popcorn, and ice cream. The Jatansing family says it's great to be outside watching a movie on a beautiful summer night.
Earlier today when we came to the Worcester Out to Lunch, we heard that there was going to be a movie tonight and it's Space Jam. And of course the kids are like, we've seen Space Jam. I'm like, yeah, but it would be nice to come and watch it together as a family and with the community and get to make friends with some of the neighbors in the neighborhood that we don't know.
It's just fun. I find it really fun because I get to watch it with my whole family.
The city will be screening movies all summer long, and the movies start when the sun sets.